My name is Clara Wires, and I have the honor of introducing an American hero and candidate, George Washington. George Washington can be described by words, but he's better described by his actions. One of his greatest feats was that of his military leadership. When the Revolutionary War began in the spring of 1775, and blood began to mix with the rain and blossoming flowers of that spring, George braced his men for the years ahead. He had never before commanded a large army, only in the Virginia Regiment during the French and Indian War, and that only had around 2,000 men in its ranks. Yet he understood what was at stake and rose to the occasion, successfully beginning to lead and command the Continental Army. As the days turned to weeks and months to years, George guided his men through the perils of war and became more of a leader than a commander to his ill-fed, ill-clothed, ill-paid troops. The war continued on, and with every battle and every march between them, George repeatedly made decisions that would benefit both the cause, which is the growing nation, as well as protect his men. In the winter of 1776, he pulled his troops back after a victory in the Battle of Trenton in order to protect them against a possible counterattack, before pushing them forward towards another battle, in order to further progress the nation's standing in the war. After serving time in the war, George Washington humbly returned his power to Congress, an extremely noble thing to do. George Washington is a man who will fight to protect his people while simultaneously pushing for the progression of this great country. He's a man of principles, nobility, and respect. He has given his life to this country and will not stand to see it fail. He will provide for the country like he did when his soldiers were poorly equipped, and he worked tirelessly to convince the Congress to remedy desperate shortages of men, shoes, shirts, blankets, and gunpowder. He will push this country forward into a new age, defining what it means to be a modern leader, especially through his actions. He will create history and build a strong future. We, as Americans, are lucky to have him as a candidate. Thank you.